That sound, that rushing water sound, can tell you things you never knew about the place where you live. Things like Virginia is home to some of the best trout fishing in the country. World class, in fact.
Rainbow trout, that's usually pretty much what's stocked in here.
Right now we think we have about between 60 and 100,000 anglers that are fishing for trout in Virginia annually.
But building a world-class fishery doesn't just happen. It takes some very smart people doing some very special things. And at the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources, they've been doing it for a long, long time.
Well, the program is something we're pretty proud of. There's a long history, going back to even the 1930s with two of our hatcheries.
So our trout stocking program, again, we stock about 1 million catchable size trout across almost 200 different streams throughout the state.
We raise those fish from eggs. We take eggs from them. We actually fertilize and we grow those fish out to stock in the rivers and everything that you see.
Of course, it helps that Virginia, and especially our area of Virginia, has the type of water that trout love. Sections of the Roanoke River are prime. We're talking healthy water quality. Just the right habitat. Trout need rocks, logs, and gravel. And plenty of aquatic insects and tiny fish, the things trout like to eat.
And the Roanoke River here is full of mayfly nymphs. We have lots of caddis larvae. There's stoneflies here. It's a healthy system. And there's a wealth of food for the trout.
We have to have adequate habitat for trout to survive most of the year, the colder months of the year. So between October and early June is what we'd shoot for. So streams like behind me here, the Roanoke River, is some of the summer temperatures get too warm for trout in the summertime. But the habitat, the physical habitat's there. The food sources are there for those trout to do well.
In the mountains, you'll find streams where trout thrive year-round, but at lower elevations, trout do better in cooler months. That's why the VDWR runs an intensive stocking program from October to June in places like Salem and Roanoke.
Our hatcheries raise and stock rainbow trout, brown trout, and brook trout. Probably 75% of all the hatchery fish that we raise are rainbows. And then the remainder are browns and brook trout.
Recently, VDWR let us tag along on one of their trout stocking missions. The hatchery truck is from the Paint Bank State Fish Hatchery. It holds hundreds of gallons of water and hundreds of pounds of live trout. Soon, it was backing down a greenway along the banks of the Roanoke in Salem, and then it was on. The process is pretty basic. Scoop the fish in a net, run them to the river, toss them in, and repeat. And repeat. And repeat. You get the idea. Sure, it's labor intensive, but it's also a labor of love.
We stock for the public's good, and these people in the public can go out and fish for them and actually take them home and feed their families as well.
So, how do they figure out how many trout to stock? In a stream like the Roanoke, it comes down to a number of factors.
It's based on the width of the stream, the amount of physical habitat that's there. What we anticipate is the angling pressure would be for that body of water, and some other variables in there. We don't divulge that information to the public. For a stream this size right here, it's going to be several hundred fish every time we stock.
And in the Roanoke, that'll be 7 more times before June. The great thing about Virginia's world-class trout fishery is that it's just minutes away from most of us. Several streams in our area are managed and stocked. Hop in the car, and just minutes later, you're standing next to or in a stream. Solitude and peace of mind at the end of a fishing pole.
So it's nice just to get out where it's listen to the birds, listen to the water roar.
We want more people to get out and enjoy the resource. And as we enjoy the resources, we realize how much we love and cherish them. And then comes I always say the switch over to I want to protect this place. I want to be a steward and a conservation of the resource.
It's a great job. I mean, we're getting paid to be out here and be involved with something that people do on their time off, on their free time. So it's pretty special.